Good morning to my Anuradha Nakshatra people. It may not be morning where you are, but it's Sunday morning where I am, and it is rainy. I'm feeling very Maroon 5 today. Sunday morning, rain is falling. And so I already pulled some cards for you guys, but just a brief introduction. In case you guys don't know, my name is Laadli. I do Vedic energy spreads, tarot readings, focusing on the 27 nakshatras, energy within the zodiac, more concentrated constellations, energy, all of that. Definitely good to do some reading on it. But basically, for a, I guess, brief, this is the Anuradha Nakshatra, which falls between 320 and 1640 of Scorpio. So if you have any placements in that sign, this reading could be for you. I do just want to let you know that I focus primarily on moon signs, because in Vedic astrology, your moon is, your most powerful placement. Like with tropical, they say it's like, oh, your sun sign says a lot about you. Well, I think more emphasis is placed on the moon in Vedic than it is tropical. You know what, I digress. We could argue that for hours, but let's focus on your reading. So this is a very interesting one. I feel like you are in the midst of something, Anuradha. You have, I've said this in all the readings before, but the collective in general, going through it, something is happening. But I feel like it's very transformative energy. So, feels hopeful to me, okay? I'll start out on a positive note. It feels really hopeful. But let's go over just the general story I see here, okay? We have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is, young guy, fashionable guy. He's headed out on a journey. Has a lot of direction. But he's in reverse. So, I don't know if you in your journey took a creative risk or you're having a creative block, but I feel like you're trying to fit a, square peg in a round hole. That's very much the energy of this. Like somebody who thinks they know what they're doing and it's like, oh crap, that didn't work? Like, are you for real? But it's also like very youthful energy, so you can expect things not to work out when you're young. But there is that initial, I guess, sting to the ego. It's fine, okay, though, like, we all mess up, we all take risks. If we don't, we should. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but what's life without risks, right? Just because you get knocked down once doesn't mean you should get back. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't get back up, right? Fall down 7 times, get up 8. I feel like that Page of Wands in reverse, that guy who got knocked down, who didn't have that stuff work out. This, I don't know if this is like past or future. The way I usually read at the top is the past. But it feels like this is not the first time, or this will not be the first time. So the King of Wands, again, he's the Page of Wands, but like he's leveled up. A guy who knows what he wants, he's a good leader, he's thought it through, he has a process, he has a strategy. He's been through he's been at the rodeo before, ridden a couple of bulls, came out a winner. But again, he's in reverse. So I don't know what's happening, but it seems like maybe any projects you're undertaking, any movements you're making in your life, maybe it's not working out the way you expected. You're like, hey, I'm like this great person, like I have like all my like stuff together, like I know what I'm doing, like I know my path, I've had a plan, it's creative, it's innovative, but it's not working. And it's not only that it isn't working now, but it didn't work before either. You took a risk, things didn't go as you thought, and then you took another risk. You're like, oh, this time I think it'll be better. And it really looks like it's just been blow after blow. And look, that sucks. Been there, done that, right? But you know what I'm seeing here? What comes after that is the 8 of Wands. Oh my god, the 8 of Swords in reverse, sorry. The 8 of Swords is about, it's a woman, she's blindfolded, she's trapped, she doesn't know where to go, How are you going to step when you're covered, like, you're basically trapped, surrounded by swords, you can't even see where you're stepping, right? But it's kind of like being in a cage, being trapped. A moral, ethical dilemma. Swords represent the intellectual energy that we have there. But it looks like you're free of that, you know what I mean? Like, the worst of it is over. Whatever difficult decisions you had to make, I feel like you've made them, and you're better for it. Now, I know you're very much go hard, try hard, like get back up again. Because, you know, you failed once, you still tried again, you didn't lose your confidence. But I think right now is not the time to make any steps, okay? Because we have the Chariot in reverse. The Chariot is a guy, you know, riding his chariot, and he knows what he wants, he knows where he's going. Very powerful go-getter energy. And has a lot of heart too, because this card in Major Arcana represents Cancer. But I would say, just be careful, okay? I would not make any big steps right now. Maybe this is the time to plan, not rush forward. You know, reassess everything again. I know it's tedious and tiresome to go over a plan a million times and be like, oh, why didn't this work the first time? Blah, 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 blah. Where can I improve? Where can I do this? Where can I do that? But I feel like you're somebody who's suited towards it. You just don't lose your confidence, okay? And the Six of Cups in reverse. I love this card. Such sweet, sweet energy. The Six of Cups is about childhood, nostalgia, dreams. I feel like this is saying two things. I feel like this is saying, hey, you're not a kid anymore. Like, you are in charge of your life. You can do what you want. Don't get too caught up in, like, I guess, wanting to make something work so bad that you force it, right? And don't think that, you know, oh, my only chance was in my youth, my only chance was at this time. You have a million chances. You have 100 ways to do one thing, right? What is that? There are 9 ways to skin a cat. Very gross metaphor, but you know what I'm saying, right? So don't give up. Not just yet. We also have the Tower in reverse. So I feel like the worst of it is over. I feel like you have the answer in a way, because the Tower in reverse, as the Tower, you know, it's like a big shakeup, like, oh my god, like something happened and you are awake, or you will be. Oh, sorry about that. But the Tower in reverse is all about, I guess, like, the worst of it is cleared. Like, you know the truth. You have the answers. The situation is very clear in front of you, but there's still dirty work to be done. I'm so sorry. The Tower is one of those cards that it's like, you know what you know, and it hurts, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And that's part of growing up. So, like, it comes really well together here with the Six of Cups. That's part of growing up. And the last card we have here, not the last, is the Devil. So the Devil, if you have any addictions, anything holding you back, self-doubt, I don't know, malicious thoughts, malicious people, whatever it may be, do not let it get you bogged down. Because the Devil is all about slavery, right? It's about being trapped, beholden to something, you know, feeling like you have some kind of moral, karmic obligation to, you know, do this thing, you know, you can't get out of it, there's no way. I think there's, well, I don't know, maybe that's my privilege speaking, but I feel like there's always a way. I feel like if you found a way to see this video, you probably have options, you know what I mean? You're in that kind of space. And then the last card we have here for the initial spread is the Page of Swords. I love this guy. The Page of Swords. Swords, as I said, all about intellectual energy, right? The Page of Swords here, he's a young guy setting out, and he's doing some intellectual pursuits. Maybe you need to go to the library and read a book, right? Maybe that's what was missing in your plan. Maybe you were all heart, no logic. I don't mean that, and, you know, to denigrate you. I definitely feel that. I have been criticized for doing that more times than I can count. Passion is important. Heart is important. But you also have to, you know, level on your brain and be like, hey, does this, like, meet the checks? Does this meet the standard? So maybe try a different approach in whatever it is you're trying to pursue. Maybe something more intellectual, more rational, more well thought out in a more practical way. Sometimes you can't wow them, you can get them with the numbers, you know what I mean? Cold, hard facts. Alright. Okay, let's get some clarification. Let's see, Anuradha Nakshatra need to know. Let's see, Anuradha Nakshatra need to know. Ooh. Oh my gosh, so many wands, you guys. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. You guys are passionate, passionate creatures. Passion is everywhere. All of these cards are wands, my darlings. Okay. Ooh. Alright. Three of Wands in reverse. The Three of Wands is about long journeys, right? You know, somebody looking at the land before them and seeing, you know, it's a long ways to go. I have a lot of work to do. It's in reverse there. So I feel like maybe you're over the hump, right? Like you've done a lot of the work. Maybe you just need to put in that final push. How exciting is that? Like you could be so much closer to your goal than you realize. I feel like everything about this is don't give up, don't give up, don't give up, right? And then we have the Five of Wands here. Ooh. The Five of Wands is all about conflict, right? You know, all the central themes. Man versus God, man versus self, man versus nature, man versus society, man versus, well, we already did man versus self. But no, whatever you're fighting, it's okay to let it go. I think it's time to let it go. I feel like this really comes together with the Devil card we had before. Whatever you are beholden to, whatever you feel like you're obligated to do, whether it's, I don't know, like doing a job you don't like, or pursuing a major you don't like, or even, dating a person you don't like, having friends you don't like. You don't have to do it. You know, you don't have to do anything. I feel like that's very fire energy, in general. It's so funny because you guys are ruled by Saturn, so that's all about, you know, responsibility, commitment, time, blah, 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 blah. But here you are with all this fire energy in you right now, and you're just like, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, like, and I think you should, but I think you need to stop. I feel like it's you. I think you need to stop fighting you, right? Whatever it is that's holding you back within yourself, let it go. It's okay. I feel like you're so conflicted about wanting to do something for yourself, and maybe it's because you feel selfish, but a lot of the energy I got here was like very young energy. We got several pages, right? So I think you're a young person. When you're young is the time to be selfish. Like, I don't mean to like be dramatic, but like when I like hit 20, I told my parents, I was like, listen, I'm about to start living for myself. I'm about to be more selfish than you've ever seen me before. I have goals, I have dreams, I have things I want to do. And you know, I really drew that line. Now, whether or not people respect your boundaries, that's a whole other rigmarole. But the fact that you put it out there, that you have that conversation, that no, I'm living for me. I'm doing this for me. You may not get it, but I have to do what I need to do to be happy. And I don't mean this to say like, oh, you have to hurt people to be happy, but sometimes you need to understand where other people end and where you begin, and then figure out where to go from there. You know what I mean? And then we also have the Ace of Wands in reverse here. So again, no sudden moves, right? The Wands is all about magic, manifesting, doing the thing, you know, chasing the fire. You have the fire. You have the torch. I just think, you know, go slowly. Don't burn out completely. You know, ration out your energy. Do some planning. Take some time. It's good to have a plan. And it's good to want to really like go after your dreams. But I think the key word here is pacing yourself, you know, patience, rationality, logic, you know, having a plan, seeing the details through to a T. I feel like, you know, it's very Scorpionic energy in general, like Anuradha, like you are the heart of Scorpio. Like, you're all about the details, right? This is the time, and you're Saturn ruled. Like, how much more detail-oriented could you be? I know. But I think you're gonna have to be a little more. Passion is passion, but you know, making something work, that takes work. I think you have it in you, you know what I mean? You have the love to do the dirty work, to, you know, what is it? White knuckle it, put in some elbow grease, yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff. You can do it. Just have some faith, okay? I'll see you again next month.